election, ladies and gentlemen. Those are
Right.
your choices. Let's do one more clip, and then we'll wrap up here. I wanted to cover Marjorie Greene and Tommy Tuberville. So, basically, Ukraine's still at war with Russia for over 2 years now. We've finally gotten some money to them, some more support to them. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. We just need to open the floodgate, give them F-16s, give them some pilots, and just let them go ahead and attack the Russians hard. That's just me. But Ukraine's lost some ground, they've gained some ground, but it's still going on. But at least the issue of are we going to fund them has sort of been kind of semi-resolved for now. Well, Marjorie Greene is not happy about that. She does not want to back the Ukrainians who are defending their country from an invader. And her solution is batshit crazy and stupid like always. So here's Marjorie Taylor Greene talking nonsense in Congress.
My amendment strikes funding for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, Security Investment Program. My amendment would strike over $433 million in NATO funding from the bill. America should not be doling out hundreds of millions of dollars to international organizations to help them fight their enemies, especially when they are unwilling to fight for themselves.
I think the sponsor...
Okay, so this is stupid. So part of our whole push now is, so NATO, the North American trade organization that we founded after World War II, it's us and our European allies. And it also includes Japan and now and some other countries. It'd be nice if Ukraine, we could get them in there. Are they in there? I can't remember if they got in or not. But yeah, so NATO basically that's our allies. That's the allies from World War II, and we're still together, basically. And that's kind of what keeps a lot of the peace in the world. Is hey, if you go to war with one of them, you're going to war with all of them. Right? It makes a big difference. It's like when you're picked on in high school, right? If you're there with 5 of your friends, you're less likely to get bullied. Because there's 5 of you that are all going to kick their ass. If it's just you by yourself,
Right.
a little bit easier to pick on that kid. Same thing here, right? So there's that going on. So this is stupid because Trump said that too. Let's get rid of NATO. And it's like, why? It's been such a great thing. Well, it's the cost. We spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Okay, but on what? She doesn't know. Here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz to explain to you what all the money we spend is on.
So the amendment has shown pretty clear evidence that she has no idea what the NATO Security Investment Program is actually funding. We're talking about funding that is provided to build infrastructure that takes care of our troops that are overseas.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this. Don't fund NATO.
So that was the damage report. That's it. I want to cut NATO funding because we shouldn't be giving money to these other countries. Wait, you mean the money we're giving to our military bases? So our troops can be ready? You mean our strategic military positions?
You know, whenever we watch some crazy ass thing Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying, I feel like her whole strategy, and I'm giving her a lot of credit using the word strategy here, I realize, but
Right.
her whole strategy, I think, is like, I'm just going to just hurl some grenades at some people in hopes that uninformed people will just look at me and say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I'll gain popularity. Like, I feel like she's just trying to, like, draw attention to herself, and for people who are uninformed, try to, like, knock other people down a few pegs to try to pop herself up. I feel like that's, if anything, what she's doing.
Well, I think, I think there's that. I mean, there's a lot of it's about attention, but I think what it really comes down to is it's Trump and all these guys and the whole MAGA movement, all the Trumpers. their whole thing and why it's so fucked up and dysfunctional is they see something, some conspiracy on social media or some right-wing channel, they half remember it, and then they try to legislate on it. I mean, it's like the biggest half-assed job in the planet, right? They just fuck everything up because they don't understand or take the time, right? And it's kind of like, do you really want your lawyer to be just making shit up as they go along because they half saw something on Boston Legal, right? Right.
Not when it affects my life.
Right. Are you sure? You sure we're ready for trial? Oh yeah. I watched the Pelican Brief last night. I can nail this. It's like, no, that's not how you prep for trial.
Just because William Shatner did it on television does
Right.
not mean I want my future hinging on it, you know?
Right. Just because you watched an episode of Perry Mason doesn't mean you know what you're doing.